Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Dandadan season 2 episode number 2 reaction. Okay, the previous episode it continued from where season 1 left off. Mo was in trouble, but because of Turbo Granny and a few other stuff, she was able to get away from the hot springs. We met the Kito family, who apparently is like the local thugs. Basically, they act as if like they're all this holier than thou type attitude, and they're like, oh, because of us, we were the ones who were keeping everything going, yeah, but obviously in the background, they've been doing this whole sacrifice thing, and they think that they're feeding the serpent god over here, which turns out later on was actually a Mongolian worm or something. I forgot what exactly it was called. But it's not like a Tsuchinoko or anything. It's just something else. And yeah, they have been continuing this from like such a long time, and the this time Gigi and his family were going to be the sacrifices. And now that we are here, that we are apparently putting water into their whole plans, so they came directly and confronted us. Momo had a battle with them, and we fell into the whole thing. In the end, yeah, the Tsuchinoko, as they call it, the serpent god or whatever they call it, um, it ate them. So good riddance. But in the end, we see Okarun kind of transforms into his Turbo Granny form. So I don't know what's going on. Like it's like, is his power like going out of control or something? Let's see what happens. Let us begin episode number 2 from season 2. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, let's see. Oh wait, what is this? Damn. Wait, what's he trying to do? Uh, I think that you should get away from the. Okay. Ooh. Oh god, the sand. Where is Turbo? Oh, right. Oh yeah, true. I was wondering, like Okan was screaming. So okay. Is he trying to? Oh no, never mind. I was thinking he was trying to. Like I feel like it's like. Oh my god, like the spirits and everything of this place. I feel like. Yeah, it's the spirits, because they've been making this place a sacrificial ground. All the like souls are like affecting, maybe like because they're all stuck here. Oh yeah. Well, she's a. Oh god. Yeah, it's the spirits. The ones that weren't able to. Ah, okay, never mind. Oh, never mind. I thought it was like the spirits or something. Hmm. Whoa. Oh my god, stop! Okay, so it's not affecting him. Yeah, why exactly? Good lord. Like, the only thing I can think of is like maybe it's somehow connected to Gigi. That's why it's not affecting him. But I don't know why that would be the case. Like, I don't know. Let's see. Oh my god, they're trying to jump. Oh, it's here. Oh, god damn it. Okay, sound. Maybe if you put like some earbuds or something. I don't know. Okay, what is that we're seeing? That what in the? All right. Hmm. Okay, what is this? You know him? Wait, what? Okay, so this thing is like covering them. Yeah, what is this? Looks like an evil eye. Is evil. Wait, but I was gonna say, wasn't it the earthworm doing that? So what? Ah. So why is it saving us? Alright, there you go. Will that oh, it's just regenerating. Fantastic. Oh boy. Oh god. Oh wait, so okay, this thing up until now the earthworm wasn't affecting Gigi, but is this thing going to affect him? What's going on? Whose memories are these? Oh, we've been seeing this boy occasionally. His hair was like going longer and longer. Oh, so the volcano eruption that. Okay, so he was one of the sacrifices. Back in the days, not now. Yeah, Kito family, you can see them. Oh my god. Oh, oh no. Oh, oh my god. Oh, I see. So people who live here, they can see him. Gigi's living here currently, and children, I'm assuming. I think, yeah, they can see him, and their parents end up dying or taking their life. Well, like it makes sense. Children can see him because like children have a more. Oh, whoa. But I don't understand one thing. Why, if the children see him, why do their parents take their life? Yeah, the Mongolian earthworm, right? Oh my god. Yeah, and it's probably like next generation or something. Obviously, he cannot interact because he's a ghost. Yeah. Hmm. Yep. Okay. Yeah, but yeah. Okay. So okay. Older. Yeah. So as we saw, they bury it. That's crazy. So they've been like burying it more and more and more and more. So there's like new and new houses. Again, they're constructing more houses, I guess, on top of it, and then they're burying it again. This was like the first house where he was, where he. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, but at the same time, he doesn't want to do it. He has no idea what's happening. Okay, but now, okay, I. What about the Earth? What is this thing? Where did this thing come from? Okay. Oh my God, glue. Yeah, throwing up. Good lord. God, nuggets. What the hell? Yeah, that's fantastic. Wait. Oh damn. Nah, he's not. Oh whoa, what the? He's getting connected to the boy. Oh, there you go. Oh boy. Oh no, what's happening? Oh no, he trapped. He said like I'll the life. He said like like. Is he like trying to possess him or something? Oh no. Oh god, this thing is back again. Right. Okay. So is he the one doing it, or is it him under the control? Um. Oh god. Yeah. As Turbo Granny said. Oh boy. Damn. Just negated it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, which makes sense. They've been doing this for so long, and he's using that as a wow. Hmm. Damn. It would be. Wait, is he using like Gigi's football skills? I think so because well because he opened his heart to him. Right. I see. Ah, from the very beginning. That's why it made sure. That's why it made sure. Right. Yeah. That's why the thing made sure that the earthworm didn't affect him because he was like his trump card. Ah. Oh my god. Oh boy. Nice. Okay, here we go. Right. Well, I knew it was gonna end there. All right. Hmm. Okay. And there you go. That was episode number 2 of season 2. Right, so today's episode we get to know the past of this place, what happened, what is the person that is, like the spirit that is doing all of this, his past, the whole situation, and his connection with Gigi, all those things we get to know here. So, few things to talk about. First and foremost, we get to know this. Obviously, at the beginning we thought this earthworm, this Mongolian deathworm or whatever they call it, this thing was like the main troubles. But later on we realized that, oh, like, yeah, this thing is the trouble, but at the same time we have bigger trouble literally beside us, which is the boy. Now, I I still am not sure exactly how the Mongolian deathworm comes into the picture here, because like, you can see that. Oh, I see. I No, but I'm not sure, because like, you can see when he was dancing, underneath his legs, the place was glowing, and I'm assuming that, like, it has something to do with the earthworm. So, like, I don't know exact direct connection between him and the earthworm, and even if there, and the fact that if there even is any type of connection, maybe those two are just separate entities who ended up staying here. But then my question is, why did he not do anything to the earthworm? I guess he couldn't really do anything, because up until now, as you can see, he was just waiting for someone to come so that he could take control of him, like someone like Gigi, who has a huge spiritual power, take control of him and take revenge against the humans. So maybe that's why he was just, like, he was just here waiting, counting his days. Um, right. But yeah, so it turns out he was the reason why nothing happened to Gigi. Like, Gigi was there, and the earthworm was trying to affect them, and he was constantly negating that effect because he also has a similar power. So both the similar powers like clashed and it negated each other probably, and that's how he was like making sure Gigi is fine. The big reason behind it, obviously, because he wanted to make sure nothing happens to him, so that he can later on take control of him. And to do that, as you can see, we realized what Gigi needed to do. Gigi needed to, like open his heart and say, like, something, like, you saw, like, when he came into, like, the inner, like the inner world of that kid. The kid is like there, and those, like, little, like, string like things, they just latched into Gigi. Gigi got transported into the inner world of the boy, and when Gigi was like, "Oh, you want to play? Like, don't worry, we have ample amount of time. We can play a lifetime's worth." And he was like, "Oh, you said that, right?" And as soon as he said that, it is like a way of opening his heart and accepting, him. He needed him to do something like that, and as soon as that happened, he was able to take control of him. So it's not as simple as just taking control of him. He needed, the boy, the spirit boy needed certain conditions and certain situation to properly take control of him, and this was a perfect opportunity, and he was able to, he did that, and he was able to take control of him. That's why. Now, obviously, what happened is obviously very sad. We see, like, he was just a little boy who was unfortunately one of the sacrifices chosen. um, and he just, like, he looked outside, he saw other children playing, he wanted to play himself. And like, the thing is, I feel like he was so small, he didn't even understand what was going on. Like, you see, like, he was like looking outside and seeing other children, and he was like dancing, trying to play with himself. Then he was hungry, he was starving, he lay down, little by little all his energy like went out. Then he was taken outside, um, and he was sacrificed, as we saw. Like the lava got him, he burnt, and but as a ghost he still stayed. So he was so small that he probably had no idea why people are doing this to me, what's going on, and and like that type of thing. And that is why up until a certain amount of time, you can see, even after becoming a ghost, he had no idea what's going on. He saw the children, and the children could see him, and he was like kind of trying to interact with them and play with them. Obviously the children who were living here, they all got scared seeing a random spirit, and and the fact that their parents couldn't see the spirit. They got scared, and because of his effect, the parents took their life. Now here's one thing that I don't understand, is that the children that he was visible to, they actually weren't getting affected by his power. If you think about it, their parents or anyone else beside them, they were getting affected by his power. His power to literally take their own life. I'm not saying that word because YouTube is very sensitive. um yeah, so that type of power, the children weren't really like, they weren't, none of them were affected by it. So I do wonder if there's any specific reason for that. Maybe the same reason also affected Gigi and nothing happened to Gigi. Like for Gigi, I was thinking like he was deliberately making sure that it doesn't affect him. But I feel like his power is kind of like a involuntary thing. He cannot control it if he wants to. I think it like automatically just affects everyone. So if that is the case, then obviously he cannot control it for Gigi specifically. So I do wonder if it is like maybe the people who can see him, and maybe like children and people like that, maybe who have like a high spiritual ability, maybe they don't get affected by it. Unless he, I don't know. Yeah, probably. You know what? That would make sense, because if you think about it, Okarun and Momo were also not affected. You see, by his power, they were affected by the Earthworm's power. They were affected by the Earthworm's power. I don't think they were affected by his power, right? I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, they were being affected by the Earthworm's power, and that's why they were trying to take their own life. It was not the boy. So I think for the boy, people who have a higher spiritual pressure and like who can probably see him, which obviously automatically means they have a higher spiritual power, they don't get affected by his power, probably. Others do. That's why all of the children, their parents were taking their lives, while the children were fine completely. And it is involuntary. Like I said, it's involuntary. It's not like he can control it, like, oh, I want them to get affected by my power, I don't want them to get affected. Now you can say that, oh, then how was Gigi able to survive even though Okarun and Momo? It was because Okarun and Momo, I think, were getting affected by the Earthworm's power, and Gigi also would have gotten affected by the Earthworm's power if not for the boy. The boy was actively using his spiritual pressure power to counter the Earthworm's power for Gigi, so that no harm comes to him, so that he can take control of his body in the future. That's why I think Gigi was not getting affected by it, because he was countering it. So I don't know. Again, like, I'm not 100% sure if that's what's going on. Let's keep watching. I'm sure like they'll explain it properly in the upcoming few episodes. But right, so that's what's happening here. But yeah, the main problem, not the problem, but the main thing that Gigi did, which actually made things escalate this far, is that he like opened his heart to him. Like he was like, oh, like, I'll stay with you, I'll help you out. And as soon as he did that, as soon as he said that, you have a lifetime's worth of time to play, what do you want to play, tell me. It's like a way of like connecting with him. It was like, yep, got you, and took control of him. Now, what's funny is that I feel like I feel like at the beginning of the today's episode, like not even the beginning, like up until midpoint, I feel like everyone who was watching this episode would probably be annoyed at Turbo Granny, and they would be like, "What the hell, Turbo Granny? Like this is like just a unfortunate spirit." Constantly Turbo Granny was constantly warning him. She was like, "Oh, don't do this, don't go near him, don't constantly like warning him." And I'm sure some people, like obviously after seeing like the sad story, I'm sure a lot of people would be pretty annoyed at Turbo Granny. They would be like, "Shut up! Like what the hell? But like unfortunately she was right. Like exactly what she was fearing, that's what happened. Like, yeah, his past is obviously very sad, but the truth now is that currently he is, the spirit boy, he is like filled with revenge. He wants to get revenge, and that's why he'll do anything for it. Even if it means that he'll take control of Gigi. And I feel like Tarbagani realized that, and she was like, "Oh, don't do that. Don't feel sympathy for the boy. It's going to, it's going to come and bite you in the back." And that's exactly what happened. Um, you know, so even I was thinking like, okay, Tarbagani is doing a bit too much. Like I understand that, yeah, that like is like a spirit and all that, but come on, this boy just wanted to, just he was like a poor boy. He was a victim of this whole thing, and he just wanted to play and everything, and he's also been kind of protecting Gigi. So come on, I'm sure everything is fine. Even I was thinking, and then as soon as that scene happened, I'm like, oh boy, well, there you go. That's why you should listen to your elders. And yeah, like yeah, Turbo Granny was right. And now like Gigi's in a pinch. Like so, Gigi will have to, from the inside. I feel like he will have to like fight his own battle and maybe take control of his body back or something. Now, obviously, I feel like from this, I'm assuming like in the future, just like Aina, right? That was her name, the girl in season one. The silky. Oh my god, what was her name? Sil- I forgot the name. The Aina. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's her name. Aina. She, how she got like that yokai's power, Silky. Like I said, I forgot the name. Like how she got her power in the end. I feel like Gigi's gonna do the same thing here. He'll probably be able to get that power. Because just like how like inside Aina's body, like Silky, that like she was there. Similarly, in Gigi's body, we have this boy and he's like taking control of him. So I feel like after everything like becomes okay, after we're able to defeat this whole and take care of this whole situation, like Gigi will probably be able to tap into that or something like that. Right. Now, in the end, obviously Okarun comes in and stops the whole thing, and they're like fighting now. And they also mention how Turbo Granny mentions how he's using Gigi, or not Gigi, but the boy inside of Gigi is using the power of all the spirits here who were, because obviously like since so many people died, so many people were used as sacrifices, their spirits, their souls are not able to pass on. I said this in the previous video as well. I was like, surely like this place is haunted to the max. It's like how many generations of sacrifice they're just doing. So all the people who lost their lives here, surely they, after becoming spirits, they were not able to pass on, and they're probably just here haunting this place. Yeah, there you go. We saw the, the boy literally used them as a football to fight the worm. Like, okay, crazy. Now, another reason why the boy was like waiting was like, because as Turbogan says, Gigi is very special. He's a genius. As Seiko, right? Granny's name, that's her name. Seiko? Seiko, right? Yeah. Um, she multiple times she was like, "Oh, are you a genius?" I was like, "Oh, stuff like that." She was saying. Obviously, it kind of felt like she was just saying that for the sake of it, or something like that, maybe just for comedic effect. But no, that wasn't. She literally meant it. He is very, very, very good at the whole. And that's why Turbogan is like, it would have been better if I was the one who possessed him instead of Okarun. Oh my god. But anyways, so yeah, that's the current situation. Um, okay. Now, what else to talk about here? Yeah, so the whole thing, like I said, the whole thing about the boy, like, he obviously he was not at fault, like this whole thing. As you can see, he, like, was a victim from the very beginning of the whole sacrifice. Even after dying, he wanted, like, to just interact with others and like play with the kids. Like, and then you can see, like, he little by little probably realized that because of me, all these children's parents are dying. And then we have the Kito family coming in, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, use the boy as a sacrifice." And and okay, I guess it kind of makes sense more now, like how they were doing this whole sacrifice thing. So basically, they, I think, deliberately rent this place to a family of three. Like father, mother, and son, or daughter. Whatever. So they deliberately do that because they know that the parents will die because of whatever there is here, and the boy or the girl will be left behind, and then they will be like, all right, let's use this boy or girl as a sacrifice. And they've been doing this multiple times. So they do this, they sacrifice the boy or girl, then they put the whole soil and everything on top of it, bury this place, builds another house, I think, on top of it, brings in another family or rents it to another family. That's why they're like, "Oh, no rent, nothing you need, like, you can just stay here for free." They probably do that, and people, like, come here and they're like, "Okay, that's pretty good deal, stay here." The parents die, the child gets left behind. Take the child, sacrifice the child, bury the place, put in another house, and that's what they do. That's literally what they do. They have been doing up until now. you know so yeah, and that's why, as you can see, the whole hole that they made, there's like layers upon layers of buildings, and more it goes down, the more and more older the buildings are. The final building was the building where that boy was. From there everything started. So this is like a whole thing. Okay, right. And yeah, so yeah, where was I? Okay, I was saying, like, obviously the boy, obviously that it's not the boy's fault that he's just a victim of the circumstance. And even after like dying and becoming a spirit, he just wanted to like play and everything, but unfortunately he ended up killing the parents. And you can see in that scene where the boy was left behind, the little child was left behind, and like he was trying to open the 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 rope that was used to tie him, but he's a spirit, so he cannot do anything. So seeing that, he was like, "Oh no!" Like, and he tried to help him. In the end, his wish to help the children kind of got twisted a little bit, and he was like, like, as you saw, he became this spirit kind of thing, and then his whole agenda changed from just having fun with the children to, "I want those humans gone, that are doing this. I want revenge." So, and now fast forward, here we go. He wants revenge from for all of these years and years of this thing that is going on. Right. So, the boy's situation and everything is pretty clear to me. Like, I understand it very well. I still don't understand what the hell is the Mongolian death worm. Like, where the hell did it come from? Was it here from the very beginning? like, you know what, let's keep watching. Like, I feel like we'll probably get a better explanation in the next episode about everything that's going on. But obviously now the boy that he has gotten control over, Gigi, he wants to, destroy all the humans up on top. And yeah, that's what's going on. But thankfully Okarun came in the nick of time and stopped him, and that's where it ended. Right. Okay. Is there anything else? No, I think that is it. That was today's episode. Right. Okay. So yeah, that was my overall impression. Now let me see if I missed anything. Let me talk about this episode scene by scene. Um, First scene, Okan is going crazy. Like Gigi realizes that something weird is going on, and then he sees that Okan's like literally trying to take his own life, and he stops Okarun. So he's like, "What the hell is happening?" Anyways, he tries to run away from this whole thing, and yeah, he takes Okarun Momo, runs away from there, and right later on, when he realizes that even Momo's trying to take her life, he's very confused. Like, what's going on? So Turbo Granny there tells him that, oh, like, like it's the death worm, and I thought it was like the spirits that were affecting them, but no, it was the death worm. It's hypnotic, like, like thing that he was doing. Now, obviously, the question that why am I not being affected? As Gigi said before, Turbogani can say anything, and we get to know the answer later on. It was the boy who was actively canceling it for Gigi so that he can survive, and later on he can take over his body. Then we have Gigi, like taking Okan, and when they tied them up, takes them, tries to get away from here, runs away, but in the end, like the boy comes out and he starts covering for Gigi, like negating the the thing. Now from here you can see Turbo Granny starts telling them that don't trust him, like don't like like don't listen to this thing, like whatever it says, whatever it's trying to do, get away from him, so yeah. And after that you can see like as they try to run, Gigi gets like a little flashback of the boy's memories, as you can see, and we get to see here that the boy was a sacrifice, and he just wanted, you know, he just wanted to play with the other children, but he was stuck in this room. Then he was sacrificed to, like the volcano was like erupting and everything. He, he lost his life, but he was still stuck there on the pole, and he was like, like in a very bad state. And yeah, and then he realized that he's actually a spirit, or or he didn't realize. He just became a spirit, and from here onwards, all the children that comes to the house, they don't get affected. Obviously, they have heightened spiritual, like capabilities. Children and animals. That's why they can see him, but the the parents get affected, and they end up taking their lives. And after some point, this ends up being a whole thing where the Keto family takes advantage of this. Like I said, they didn't explicitly say it, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. Like the Keto family took advantage of this. Since like a family of three, the its children survives and the parents die, and then they use the child as a sacrifice, like bury the whole place, like starts anew, like a whole cycle. This continues. This has been happening. But like I said, even if I could kind of guess that's what's going on. I don't understand the whole deal with the earthworm, because you can see like the boy was like saw the kid, and he was like dancing, trying to play with him. And as he was doing this, underneath him you can see the like a yellow glow was happening, and I'm pretty sure it was the earthworm, right? So I'm not sure exactly what was going on over there. Here we go. He's like, there's something down below. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, this continues, and he tries to save the boy, but then like he fails, and then this is where like his revenge like thing starts coming in, and he's like, I'm gonna take out those humans. And here, back to the present, like Gigi's like, oh no, this boy is like a victim. He's just like us. Don't do this. He's a good, like a good creature. But constantly Turbo Granny was like, no, don't trust him. Don't do this. This and that. And like I said, I'm pretty sure a lot of people probably thought like, oh, Turbo Granny's doing a bit too much. Even I was thinking like, come on, like. But then we realized later on like, yeah, she was right. We should have listened to her and be more careful. Because like even if there's a sad past for a spirit or a yokai, there's a high possibility that living in this mortal world, even in that spirit form, day after day, centuries after centuries, have completely twisted it and made it into like a monster. Even if that wasn't how the yokai was from the very beginning, it changed. It can happen. So you need to keep that in mind very much. Right now, after that, yeah, they like come to like the underneath most building where the body is of the boy. Gigi like kind of connects to the body, tries to talk to him, tries to connect to him and understand him. And this was his mistake, as you can see when he's like, oh, you want to play, come on, let's play, we have a lifetime worth of time. And he's like, you finally said it. And as soon as he said it, he got like, it was like a trigger. You could see like, like him opening his heart completely to him. That was what he needed to control him. And there you go, he starts controlling him and changes into the thing. And Turbogan is like, see, I told you kids to listen to me, but no, like you just do your own thing. But yeah, the Gigi now is like this creature, like the earthworm tried to attack them, but he like protected them for a moment. But obviously, his main goal is going up and taking out the humans. And he immediately recognized the threat that was Momo, because Momo has like her powers. So he attacks Momo. And then we see he uses the spirits, like compresses them into a ball and starts playing football with it and starts attacking the worm. And you can see, like I said, he's using like Gigi skills, his like football skills and everything for his own advantage. And later on we get to know, like the reason why the spirit targeted Gigi is because he is one of a kind. He's literally a genius, as Seiko used to say. And yeah, there you go. And after that, finally Okarun comes in, stops the ball from hitting Momo, and that's where it ended. So now, next episode, I'm guessing we will have a battle between Okarun and Gigi. So, not Gigi, but, the boy, the spirit boy. Okay. And that was episode 14, not 14, sorry, episode 2 of season 2 of Dandadan. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed, comment down below. Anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, I'll check them out. And that is it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Dandadan. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.